All right, judging by the title of this video, is this the best trading service on the planet? Well, I hope I can answer that question for you right here in this video. I know that may sound a little bit arrogant, but stick with me because I think you just may come to the same conclusion that I have. This service is really just absolutely even amazing me. And I'm the one that wrote the logic for all the services that are being built out for the members. Absolutely amazing. Let's start with the weekly chart on the S&P 500. You see, been talking about this May 28th date. That's this cycle right here. Still think we're going to come down to that. Yeah, I do think 40.62, as I mentioned yesterday, in the video yesterday, I do think we're going to hit that. You can see this week so far, this little green candlestick right here is, obviously slightly bullish. And there could be a little bounce here this week. It's, before it turns down. Maybe even next week. We'll just see how it goes, and then it comes down. We'll see. I mean, down to this 40.62 or lower. But I do think we're going to get below 4,100 for sure, and probably this number is obtainable. You can see the SMI, Stochastic Momentum Index on the weekly starting to roll over really nicely, and the Big Daddy is as well. Looks like the MACD hasn't really made up its mind yet, but it's hinting of pinching together. Okay, let's switch over to the daily chart. Okay, let's take a look at this. So here's today's candlestick right here. It was a really small range day, 33.25. A little divergence dot showing up here on the SMI. That's my own logic I built into this indicator. And when I begin to see stuff like that going on, kind of going down here a little bit, right? And that starts to kind of give me a hint that even though we got a green candlestick here, only 33.25. Wow. Yeah, the market's showing some weakness here, but it's not, for the cycle that we're in, we're not seeing a huge collapse in price. That's why I think, we may not get much lower than this 40.76. I mean, it could come below this, as we get closer. It could get down into here. Definitely could happen. But there's not a whole lot of weakness yet. Just kind of tracking sideways here. All right. Okay, let's take a look at some of the shorter time frame charts. And I'll pick out some alerts that came in today. And we'll talk about a few of those, and we'll even look at some of the stock alerts that were set up for today, okay? Right, so over here on the Discord server, this is the S&P 500 alerts channel for the members. You can see we had these alerts all came in today. The 1 hour alert at 6 o'clock in the morning, you can look at that one. We'll look at some of these. So there was that one at 6 o'clock. There was a 15-minute alert at 9 o'clock. I think if I remember right, I'm just kind of glancing over at my stream right now. Because the members get a live stream of the S&P 500 in the 5-minute, 15-minute, 1 hour continuously all day long. 24 hours a day pretty much, 5 days a week. So I'm just kind of looking over it right now. It's on the other side of the room here. And I'm trying to see if I can see 9 o'clock. Yeah, we're going to look at that alert. I think this 15-minute alert, 9 o'clock. So we'll do that in a little bit here in the video. You can see some other ones here, 5-minute at 11 o'clock. And then the day, as we got towards the end of intraday, there was, a bunch of 15-minute alerts that came in. All right, so we'll make sure we look at this one for the 15-minute at 9 o'clock. But before I jump over there, look at the stock alerts came in today, guys and gals. Look at all these alerts. This is the top 30. Look at all these alerts on this. You can just pause the screen, the video if you want to. Look at this, top 30, S&P 500. Okay. And NASDAQ, okay, and the NASDAQ. That's what you're looking at here, okay? So, of course, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ share some of the same symbols in the top, weighted top 30, right? So, combined, I think it's like 48 or 49 symbols. I think the only one that's not in there is like the Berkshire one. So look at all these that came in today. Just look at this. Look at all these. Meta, Home Depot, McDonald's, right? Look at all this. Different alerts, 1 hour on INTC. This just happening all day long. So this is what the members get. Now, I don't stream all these symbols. Obviously, that would be next to impossible. But I do stream the S&P 500 live for the members, okay? Just get a little bit bigger dot there. But when the alerts come in, members can take advantage of this channel, right? They just come over here. They just right-click on this. Notifications, they said, oh, right now I have it set to nothing for me because I get a lot of ding, ding, dings all day long. But you can set it if you want on that channel or any of these channels. Gold, crude, also had gold come in today. All this is gold that came in today, all this. Crude oil, about 5 alerts came in today, 5 minute, 15, 1 hour. All right, so let's switch over to the charts and we'll look at that just as an example. I'll show you how the alerts go. And we can just remember this really pretty much applies to everything you're seeing here. S&P 500, gold alerts, crude oil alerts, stock alerts. So let's go look at that 9 o'clock one for the S&P 500 on the 15-minute chart. So here we are on the 15-minute chart for the S&P 500. These are the futures, but you know, if you don't have futures data, you could probably just look at the SPX, at least for intraday. But here's the alert right here, this yellow triangle right here. Now, what was the title of this video? Best trading service on the planet? Let me ask you something, guys and gals. Can that alert get any better? Look at this alert right on this candlestick. The rest of the day, well, not the whole day, sorry, but up to like, what time was this? Up to noon. Okay, so this, even if you just waited, because that's what I would do, right? I know there's a lot of new members that have come in, so thank you, new members who have come in. And for the public that's watching this, if you want to join after watching this video, because I know you're going to want to, because this membership is absolutely rocking, guys and gals. But if you want to join, just look at the first comment in the YouTube video. Right below the video, there's a YouTube comment section. There's a link going to be on the top comment. I'll pin it to the top. You click on that, it's going to take you to the Discord server. Okay. And then on the Discord server, upper left-hand corner, let me switch over there real quick. We'll come right back to this. So here on the Discord server, once you click on the Discord link in the YouTube video, you're going to come to this server, get a server. Just click on this right here, upper left-hand corner, server subscriptions, okay? You're going to get that, $7.99. That is an absolute bargain for the amount of service, the quality of this service. Okay, let me switch back to the video. All right, so back to this chart right here. This is where the alert came in. Just like the alerts we looked at earlier in this video, the 15-minute alert to 9 o'clock. Now, for new members, some of you may be asking, well, how would I trade that? Okay, fine, you get the alert. What would you, how do I trade it? Well, here's the alert. This one's really easy to trade. Because you can just tell, now I wouldn't trade it right exactly the moment the alert came in. So sometimes, okay, it's kind of hard to explain to new traders or people who are maybe not used to trading intraday or not used to trading based on the alerts that you're getting with my service. But what I would do is sometimes you do have to move fast and sometimes you have to be a little patient. You have to know when to move quick and when to be patient, okay? In this case, you got to be a little patient because obviously you got a big red candlestick, but you can see things are bottomed out here, right? Just look at this. Now this is streamed. Okay, so even if you don't have access to the stochastic momentum index, but you should on your charting software, but even if you don't, you can just look at the stream, okay, as a member. And what I want you to notice is, see this red line down here on the SMI? See how this alert came in, and when it did, it's below this line? This whole section is below the line, right? That means it's very negative territory, right? Negative momentum territory. Now, if I draw a line straight down from this alert, which happened like right here, you can see the MACD is just huge gap. Look at this gap. Look at this massive gap going down. Remember, we're talking about a 15-minute chart here, not daily. Okay, 15 minutes. So things are moving kind of quick, right? And the Big Daddy forecast, which is my own indicator, it's also negative territory. See this line? It's below the line. It's all down in here, right? Okay. So you already know it's very negative. The alert's happening in negative territory in this particular case. It doesn't always do that. Like you'll notice this alert later on in the day didn't do that, but it was still tradable. We'll get to that one later. Okay, we're just focusing on this one right now. So how do you trade it? Well, you're going to look at the SMI and see when it curls under and starts to come up. Let me get rid of all the junk. See how it starts to, you can see this gap going on here? See if I can get this stretch out a little bit. See how it starts to widen? You're getting a gap there, right? It starts coming above this bottom line, right? And it's got a gap on it. And also the Big Daddy at the same time is turning and going up. So that, this candlestick right here, this 15-minute candlestick, this big green one, it's probably fluctuating, right? It's going up and down and up and down and up and down. But when it got about halfway up here, okay, you take the trade. Sure, it may pull back a little bit during that 15 minutes and go up, but you just take the trade halfway up the candlestick. Because by then, let's put my cursor over there. Yeah, you can see the Big Daddy. Let me just pull this back down. Get rid of the... You can see the Big Daddy at the very bottom is already curling up. The SMI has a little more room to go. So the SMI was about, that's on this next alert, by the way, which doesn't go to this Discord server. I only alert on these ones. But if you're paying attention to the stream, you're going to see this orange big triangle come up too. Okay, so that happened like right here. Now the Big Daddy says we're going to the moon. It's already half coming up above and touching this line. So if you want to wait to the next candlestick, you can, but I would take the trade probably halfway up this green candlestick. And then just ride it from there, which was about 41.28, we'll call it, all the way up here. Okay, all the way to 41.50. So at least 20 points, right? Going to catch at least 20 points of that. Call it 41.30 to 41.50. You may not catch all of it, but you're going to catch about at least 20 points of that. That's on a, think about that, guy. I just want to pause here for a second. Remember earlier in the video, we talked about how the range for today was 33, a really small day, right? I mean, everything looks big on this chart because I got it all stretched out and it's a 15-minute chart. But remember, the whole day was only 33 and a quarter, I think. That's the whole day. And we're talking about catching 20 points out of this 33. Okay. That's huge. Huge. If you want to know how to get your percentage here, you take 33.25 and you divide it into 20. Okay? If you really want to know what the percentage is, how much of the percentage did you catch of this full day's worth of range? Right? Pretty big. I can tell you right now. How many times is, or another way to do, yeah. It's like whatever it is here. I'm going to say 70%. I don't know. I'm not doing the math right now. Okay? But it's pretty big. Now that's amazing that the service is giving you 20 points of profitability out of 33 of this tiny little range day. So I'm not trying to come off as arrogant, but that's why I titled this video as the best, trading service on the planet. Well, yeah, I know, I admit I'm a little biased because it's my service, but I think so. And I've put out videos probably the last few days, every day. It's the same thing over and over and over. And again, like I've been saying, I'm going to say it again because, I just keep things real, guys and gals. I'm not going to blow smoke up your backside and say every single alert that comes in is going to make you $1 million and every single alert's just absolutely perfect. No, I'm not going to do that. But that's why you want to look at all three time frames. That's why I put the stream out, the 5 minute, the 15 minute, and the 1 hour. So you can make the decision about which chart you're going to trade on. It's really important to look across all the time frames. And not just look at one alert. When an alert comes in, I look at all three time frames, and 4 in fact. I always reference the 5 to 15 to 1 hour in the daylight. Just take a quick look at all of them and get a feel for what's going on. And I place a trade based on which charts give me the best sense of movement. That's how I do it. And this one was an absolute, I don't want to call it a no-brainer, but practically a no-brainer. It's just this like easy peasy. Easy peasy trade. Even if you came in later in the day and you picked up on this one right here at 2 o'clock, which normally I'm a little cautious about trading really late intraday, but even on this one you can see it was this candlestick right here at about 41.46 maybe and finished off at 41.51 or 52. That's about 3 or 4 points if you want to do a scalp at the end of the day. But this is where the meat and potato was, 20 points. Huge day. Huge. not huge in range, but huge in still huge in profitability. When I'm talking about huge, I mean the percentage of profit you made, right, within the range given for that day. That's what huge really means. If you're getting 20 points worth of profit out of 33, that's really awesome. Especially awesome on such a small day, okay? Now let me just finish up by going back to the Discord server and let me just show you one more thing. So you saw how the alerts work on the S&P 500. We picked an example that was a really good one to trade today, but that same thing applies to all the stock alerts. Okay, now these are individual stocks. They're not going to move exactly like the S&P 500. Okay, so you still have to do your due diligence, but just, the stock alerts are there for the members to take advantage of if you want to. Mostly, the reason why we're picking the top 30, guys and gals, the reason why we're picking that top 30 is because these are highly liquid and highly optionable, right? All the day traders and even just swing traders. Okay, you don't have to be a day trader. You can swing trade this stuff too. Especially if you're looking at 1 hour alerts, they'll help you with swing trade over a period of days, right? But these are highly liquid, plenty of volume, right? Top 30 S&P 500 and NASDAQ are never going to run out of volume. And they're highly optionable. That's why they're on here. Okay, so when you join the service, you can just scroll through all these. Like I said earlier, you got gold, you got S&P 500 gold, crude, and stock. So for those that want to trade futures, well, you can trade the futures. If you want to trade stock, you can trade stock. You're getting the same alert you just saw on just a few minutes ago on the video. Here in the video that I ran and showed you that awesome alert at 9 o'clock this morning for the S&P 500, right? All right. So I just want to finish up by saying it isn't just alerts, okay? I send out a nightly email to the members every night. Okay, so for members that are watching this video, if you haven't already signed up for the email, just drop your email in the emails only channel right here. Okay, and then you'll automatically get included in the nightly email. You may get caught. If you put your email in there early enough in the day, it may pick up that night or it may happen the next day. But either way, the latest you're going to get emails is the next day. So if you want the emails and you're a member, especially new members, you want emails, just drop your email in here and I'll pick it up, okay? So that's another thing I do for the members. I do a nightly email with the S&P 500 chart. I give them my opinion about what I think the market's doing, okay? So there's also symbols, premium symbols channel. Every day, 5 days a week, premium symbols get dropped in here. Also using my GETUS Plus, as we just saw on the stocks, that alert that's happening is called a GETUS Plus indicator. That's my own indicator I created. Really great indicator. Okay, it's been working extremely well. But I also use that logic to pick up symbols at the end of the day. Okay, for instance, shorts. So in this file, in the premium symbols channel for members, they can look at this file. It's just a CSV file. You can open up in Excel. You'll see some symbols in there. You can short them if you want to. The logic is saying that these symbols look like they're going to be shortable. There's a bunch of symbols in there that these are just symbols also. The same logic, picking up these symbols that are optionable. And then we have the same thing for industries. Now sometimes this will just be 1 or 2 industries. Sometimes it'll be a lot. And then for those that want to trade futures, you can look at the futures. I think today I saw natural gas in there, right? So that's my take on the S&P 500, where I think it's going. I think we're going to have a pullback. I think the weekly is showing a pullback. Yes, there may be a bounce mix in there first before May 28th, but I think that's what's going to happen. Okay. Hope you really enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate that. If you want to become a member, again, just click on the link in the first comment for the YouTube video. Come to the server and click on server subscriptions. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and we'll talk to you all real soon again next time.